Val Directors Kenyon and Charlotte Clark want their assets unfrozen and passports back. Thank you very much. They've been in the High Court this week fighting the moves that led to Val being put into statutory management. Here's a reminder of exactly what this case is about.
Val's story has it all. Private jets, helicopter holidays, driveways stacked with luxury cars, a high-profile couple shining with diamonds, rubbing shoulders with Super Rugby players, sponsoring the Blues in a winning season, a swanky lifestyle documented on Instagram and set to swamp our big screens too in a reality television series.
I'm a very difficult human being to be around.
That was going to be the opening line of episode 1, but the drama of reality TV has nothing on what came next for Val founders Kenyon and Charlotte Clark. A raid by armed police, assets frozen, guns and jewellery seized, and the couple stripped of control of their company.
Right, Maria Slade, BusinessDesk senior journalist, has been across the story this week and is with me at the desk. Good morning.
Good morning.
So what exactly is this hearing about?
As you said, Ryan, the assets of the Val Group and the Clarks themselves have been frozen, and that was done last year when the Financial Markets Authority moved on the group. But at that point they did it on what's known as a without notice basis, which means that the Clarks didn't get to have a say. So finally, 10 months on, we're having a proper hearing, if you like, in which the Clarks get to argue against these asset freezes, effectively, and also restrictions on their own movement because they had to hand in their passports. And so they are arguing very strongly that these restrictions should be lifted. But the Financial Markets Authority is saying to the court, well, look, no, there are very good reasons to continue holding everything in place while they keep investigating what happened.
How deep into the substance of the case do you have to go in a hearing like this?
Well, the FMA basically has to persuade the court that there's good reason why these orders should continue. So we've heard a lot of evidence of the kinds of things they've been looking into, but they haven't laid any charges yet. It's important to note. And so for that reason, a lot of what was said in court this week was suppressed because we can't prejudice any kind of, what upcoming action there may be. But one of the things the FMA is saying is the investigation's been really slow going because the Clarks have refused to be interviewed, more or less. They have refused to be interviewed by the receivers and are in fact appealing a court order that they front up and be interviewed. The FMA's been able to do a couple of limited interviews with them, but only just last month. So they're saying, well, look, we don't know what your position is. So, this is holding everything up. And, we're completely in the dark as to what your actual financial position is.
Where are we at with Val generally? There's 70 entities in statutory management at the moment.
Yes, it was a pretty unusual move that was made last year. The government used the tool of statutory management, which is a very rarely used framework. The last time we saw it was with the collapse of South Canterbury Finance, and that was 15, 16 odd years ago. So it's an unusual thing, and it was because Val was so complex, as you say, 70 entities now in statutory management, so that's being looked after by PwC. PwC also have 8 entities in receivership, and this includes the Clarks themselves. And these entities are quite key because they're kind of at the top of the ownership structure of Val. So in terms of unravelling where the assets went and what happened, it's quite important that they maintain that regime over those 8 entities, including the Clarks. The statutory managers are saying that $306 million is owed. That's their estimate, their best estimate at the moment. So it's not a small collapse.
Not.
So it's got a fair way to play out yet.